Lexi Jewell.
Jasmine Olsen.
Kelsey Cook.
Seth Schatz.
Braden Alberson.
I'm McKenna Norby, February 17th, 109 St. Ansgar High School.
Hello. Today I want to talk to you guys about an important experience I've had and how it's helped shape who I am. This experience shaped who I am because of how it started, how the crisis happened, and how I look back on it. So it was a warm July morning, the day after the 4th, if I remember correctly. It was the summer after my 8th grade year, and on that morning we had a baseball practice. Being an 8th grader, I couldn't yet drive, so I had to hitch a ride home with one of the seniors. Little did I know we weren't going home. I hopped in the senior's car, and I was quickly joined by a few other older baseball players. They quickly informed me that we were going to make a stop down at the Mitchell Rope Swing. I'd never heard of such a thing, but I wasn't going to tell these guys no, so I agreed. So we were off, the upperclassmen and I. Let's just say I was feeling pretty cool. Soon enough, we arrived at the spot. We got out of the car and trekked through the woods until we reached a clearing. "All right, who's first?" one of the guys yelled. Before I even realized what was happening, the older guys started to hurl their bodies at a straggly rope hanging from a tree and then swinging down into the water. Now, I might be exaggerating here, but this is how strong the rope looked to me at the time. So when the older guys yelled up to me and asked if I was going to jump in, I responded with the sheepish, "No." I was deeply ashamed. I wanted to impress the older guys, but I was too scared. So when I saw them start to swim across the river, I knew I had to do something. Naturally, I climbed down the rocky bank into the river and started to swim across. In hindsight, this wasn't a very good idea because I can't really swim. But before I knew it, I was halfway across, so I figured I could make it. And I did, although I couldn't feel my arms or my legs after treading all that water. I climbed up the dock and I laid spread eagle across it, and I was just exhausted. I lay there for maybe 2 minutes before the older guys said, "All right, let's head back," as they all jumped back in the water. I couldn't believe it. I just went back across. I didn't really have a choice though. It was either stay on this side of the river alone or swim across with the other guys. I dragged myself up off the dock and hopped back in the river. I swam about 20 yards before I realized I was in some big trouble. My arms and my legs were shot, my lungs were burning, and the current weighed on me like a bag of bricks. This was the very moment I thought I was going to die, and also the moment that's heavily impacted my life. In the moment when I thought I had no chance, something came over me, almost like a flip switched. I started to move across the river, powered purely by the fear of dying. It was a long, painful swim, but I made it back across. I climbed back up the bank and met the older guys, and shortly after we drove home. You know, nearly drowning while swimming across the Cedar River heavily impacted my life because of how it started, how I got through it, and how I look back on it. It started because I wanted to impress other people, and I've realized that you shouldn't try to do that. You should just be yourself. I got through it because of my fear of dying, which showed me that it's okay to be afraid sometimes because that can help you get through bad situations. And looking back on it, it's taught me to appreciate life because you never know when it might be your last day. I'll never swim across the river again, but I'm glad I did because we learn more from mistakes than our successes.
Seth Schatz.